Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Almost United. Yet another Manchester United performance. Yet another pathetic performance from Manchester United, especially in the second half of the game. As far as I'm concerned, right now, I think we have played like 10 games so far this season in all competitions. I really have not seen anything to give me hope. I have not seen anything to uh, just keep me positive about the team. I've not seen anything to keep me positive about the season. So I'm just going to go ahead. Like, after 10 games in all competitions, I'm just going to go ahead and pose the question. Like, where do you see Manchester United finish this season? What are we trying to achieve this season? Where the fuck are we going this season? And what is our objectives of this season? Because at this moment in time, I have no clue. Are we just trying to survive? Are we just trying to be a team that's just there to participate, or are we in competition? Are we competing to win anything? Because at this moment in time, I don't see that happening. And yet another really disappointing result against Everton. Yeah, like it's really hard to be positive. As much as I want to be positive about the first half, as much as I want to be positive about Martial's goal and everything like that, really happy for the guy. I'm not gonna lie, really happy for the guy. I think he actually deserves it. I think it was way overdue. I think the last time he actually scored was like in February or something like that, where we beat I think it was where we beat Southampton 9-0 or something. It was 9-0, 9-1. Whatever the scoreline is, that's when Martial actually last scored for Manchester United. So I was really happy to see him score today. And of course, there's no Manchester United performance without a little bit of disappointment. So if I really take a look at the last 10 games so far this season, if you go ahead and take off the game against Leeds United in the first day of the season, if you go ahead and take off the game against Newcastle as well, and to really put it in front of you and say these are the results that we got in the last 8 games. Out of those 8 games, even when we won, we've been more than likely the second best team every single time. We've been scraping the results. I mean, just take a look at the game against Villarreal. This is how we have been pretty much so far this season. When I really took a look at this game, when I was really watching this game, trying to analyze this game, every single time I was asking myself, like, where is the goal coming from? This was the question going through my head. Where is the goal coming from? Even when Martial scored, I was a little bit shocked because I was not really ready for that. I was really not ready for that. There was not a moment in any point in today's game where I felt like, you know what, we're going to score. We're going to score. Or at least just keep the goalkeeper busy. The very least, keep the goalkeeper busy. You just never know what might fall on you inside the 18-yard box or anything like that. We don't even do the bare minimum to keep the opposition goalkeeper busy. Like, I really do not know where we are going this season as far as I'm concerned. This is just based on the data that I have in the last 10 games in all competitions. I feel like we are pretty much like going backwards as far as I'm concerned. This team does not show any application. We don't show any heart or desire to win in any games. We are so slow and lethargic. It's really, when I really take a dive and look at it, I think I should be really doing these match reviews just as the game is going, because right now I think I've kind of come down a little bit. I think I've kind of let my brain rest a little bit, because I mean, it's just dreadful performance after dreadful performance, to a point where I'm asking myself, like, where the fuck are we going this season? Because I don't really see no direction whatsoever. Our defense, I mean, every time we seem like we're defending, every time we do have like a set piece, like a corner or something like that, like a free kick in the opposition final third, when they do have to attack us, we seem like we can concede every single time. And of course, it had to happen today. I think I mean, like, go ahead and blame Fred for the goal, and rightfully so. I mean, he was one of the main architects as to how we went about to conceding that goal today against Everton. But at the end of the day, I feel like Fred actually played better than I expected, if I have to say. The only person that was really, really disappointing to see, really, really disappointing for the team, I feel like we actually played um we could have just played with 10 men. I think we could have been in a much better position, because at least you're playing with 10 men. I don't think McTominay was anywhere to be found in this game. I think was hiding pretty much the whole 90 minutes. How the hell did he play all 90 minutes? I will never know. I would like to have an answer for that. I would love to have an explanation for that. But of course, with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you're not going to get that. You're not going to get that, and it is a really, really disappointing result. I feel like this game against Everton, this was a must-win game, just to go into the international break with a little bit of momentum. So when we do come back to face Leicester City, I think it was like October 16th or something like that, will be our next league game against Leicester. I could have thought, you know what, we're going to come into this game we know with our tails up, just at least, even if we won this game by at least 1-0 or anything like that, or we even scrap the win at the very last minutes of the game, I could have been very, very happy with that. But we don't seem to have the desire to try and win games. We don't seem to have the application to try and win games. We don't seem to have any energy to try and win games. Like the passes, like in the final third, like when I take a look at the all games that we have played so far this season, once we come to the final third of the opposition, we pass the ball around until the grass turns yellow for no goddamn reason, with no penetration, with no running into defenders, trying to get, just run into defenders, try to get a foul, try to get some free kicks or anything like that. We don't even do the bare minimum to keep the opposition team on their toes, to keep the opposition goalkeeper on their toes. We don't even do the bare minimum of that. So at this very moment in time, I am very much clueless as to where we are going as a team. What are we trying to achieve for this season? Because it's been dreadful performance after dreadful performance. Same mistakes, same mistakes, same mistakes. Of course, you're going to come here and say, you know what, we do have an away record, or it's like 29 games, 30 games. I think it's like 29 games or something like that. But yes, it is 29 away games unbeaten. But out of those 29 games unbeaten, if you take a look at the last season and really put it as a whole, the last season, if you take at least 4 games out of that, the games that we drew, of course, we had to come from behind in most of those games as well. Why did we concede first? I have no answer to that. But of course, when you do watch the games and really do analyze the games, you'll see that we do concede first, because defensively, we are not strong enough defensively. The mentality to just go through players is just not there. It's just not there at this very moment in time. If you ask me, for our best back four, I would say is Luke Shaw, is Harry Maguire, is Varane, and of course AWB. Our weakest link at this moment in time in terms of defense, Harry Maguire is our weakest link, followed by Luke Shaw, followed by, you could argue, followed by Varane. I think at this very moment in time, our best defender is Wan-Bissaka, and Wan-Bissaka was actually really, really good today. I don't think he actually put a foot wrong today. Based on what I expect from him as a player and what he can produce, I think he put on a really, really good performance today. So I have no fault for Wan-Bissaka for today's performance. Really, really good guy. I mean, it is what it is. You cannot stop all of them. You just cannot stop all of them. The way the Myri Gray just passed through him and Fred today was a little bit embarrassing, but at the same time, you just cannot stop all of them, especially when the people you expect to keep the ball. Just keep the ball at least for Fred. The marking for Fred was wrong. I mean, the running for Fred was wrong. McTominay just looks like he just cannot be bothered. That's the one thing I really find mind-boggling as to why this guy is keep getting game after game so many minutes when it does look like he just cannot be bothered. He just looking just like he just cannot be bothered for about running. He just cannot be look bothered about, you know what, just pressing play or anything to benefit the team. It just does not look like he can be bothered with anything. He's just happy just coming into the team, get over 90 minutes, get paid, go shower, whatever, do whatever. It's really, really dreadful performance once again from Manchester United. I don't know how you guys feel about this team. I'm really starting to feel like, you know what, we are going backwards at this moment in time. You might say I'm hella negative, but like I said, give me the positives. Give me the positives. Let me be positives just like you. I expect my team. I don't really expect this team to win every single game. What I expect as a fan is a bare minimum. As a bare minimum is a goddamn good performance. Show me that you are there. Show me that you are trying. Show me that you have the will and the power to try. But this team just does not show none of that. And as for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well, like I saw this guy at the end of the game smiling. I saw this guy like just before the final whistle went, the camera actually panned to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He was standing on the touchline. This guy is smiling. He's smiling. You are playing at home. You are playing at fucking home. And this guy is smiling. It's absolutely embarrassing. An absolutely embarrassing performance. And absolutely, overall, it is absolutely an embarrassing performance. A dreadful performance from Manchester United. At this very moment in time, I don't know where we go from here. I don't know what we're going to have. Like, I don't even know what type of team we're going to see after the international break. Are these guys gonna come back fired up? Are these guys gonna come back with a desire to win? Are these guys gonna come back with a different mentality to try and really help the team and try to do something for this season? And of course, as you take a look at our next like 4 games, especially in the league, I think we have Leicester City in there, we have Liverpool in there, we have Manchester City in there. I think the other one, like we have Tottenham in there as well. So these are really, really, really tough games that we're going to be going into. How many points are we going to get out of that for like 4 games? What is like 12 points? How many points out of 12 are we going to get that? If you are to ask me, I think we can actually, maybe we might have enough to beat Leicester City. We might have enough to beat Spurs. But forget it against Liverpool. Forget it against Manchester City because it's not happening. It is not happening. We are not going to win the league. We are not going to challenge for the league. We might struggle to even finish in the qualifying group stage. Like we might even struggle to qualify for the round of 16 in the Champions League, as far as I'm concerned. We can go even our longest run in the Champions League will probably end in the quarterfinals. Because just take a look at it, the teams that we need to play to even go into the semi-final right now. You'll be counting Bayern Munich in there. You'll be counting Paris Saint-Germain in there. You'll be counting Man City. You'll be counting Liverpool. You'll be counting Chelsea. You'll be counting teams like maybe like Real Madrid. You'll be counting teams like Bayern Munich in there, Borussia Dortmund in there. These teams, the only difference between Manchester United and all these teams, they play with desire. They play with heart. They play with the right attitude to win. Even when things are not going well, you always see the very, very best of attitude in any game that you see these guys plays in. You might have Juventus in there as well. You might have Inter Milan in there as well. So as far as I'm concerned right now, it's going to be a long season for Manchester United fans. If you are not awake right now thinking that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to take this team to the promised land, forget the promised land. The very bare minimum you should require right now just take me to the gate of the promised land. And that means just get me to the point where we feel like we can challenge for anything. But it's not happening, man. For based on what I've seen so far this season, we're gonna have a really, really, really tough time this season. So brace yourself, because there's more of this disappointment coming. Make sure you are subscribing to the channel. If you are new, drop a like on the video as well, and please do comment down below. As for right now, I'm out, man.